Hi, my name's Karen O'Connor and welcome to this episode of the Menopause, Marriage and Motherhood podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, today I'm talking to Casey Zhang. Casey was born in a tiny village in rural China and moved over to Australia with her family in the mid-90s. She's educated herself, done a PhD, and she's finally built a business with a network marketing company that does high-level supplements, nutritional supplements. She's built the most enormous team of people underneath her. I'll let her tell you just how big that team is, but the woman is inspirational. The story of her life and the things that she's gone through and the things that she's created for her family are just incredible. Listen up, because this is a really inspirational story. So one of the purposes of the podcast is I believe that everybody has an incredible story to share. And I also think it's, in a way, a lot more inspirational to hear the story of somebody we can relate to than it is to hear the story of, say, Serena Williams or Nicole Kidman, because they're such the top of their field. While it's inspirational, it's also kind of out of reach. But we've all gone through things and survived things and dealt with things that other people would just find incredible how we dealt with it. So when we were talking the other day and you were sharing with me about your brother and your eyesight and then changing to natural health, I'm just like, no, we need to talk about this. I would love to have a conversation with you and just share that story with people, because I think it's so how you dealt with it and the grace that I got from you around how you dealt with it was just incredible. So I do want other people to hear your story and for you to share it.
Yeah, actually, this is in my vision board, and I created myself. I love people in the world to hear my story. This is in my vision board. Yes. Thank you, Karen, for this amazing opportunity. I actually moved to this country in 1996. Just very simple. I'm just come to this country to have a better opportunity, because I was grown up in a rural area in China. And actually, when I was in there, I was always thinking there's something always in my mind. It's the fire in me, and I love to go outside my country to have a look. And the only way in my family, if I want to go abroad, is actually, I have to go through study. Eventually, I got married. So I came here, have an intention. I want to make a contribution to other people. And I don't know how, Karen, really don't know how. So when I come to this country, and I don't speak a word of English, we learn English. But, we don't have the opportunity to speak. So when I arrived here, I have to attending the 2 English courses for me to get just everyday language. And then I got accepted to uni, and, I have to do my bachelor degree of nursing to convert my qualification to become qualified nurse again. And I just follow that path. And I've been working hard, or, it's never been a problem for me, because in my whole life, I truly experiencing everything what I want in my life. I have to causing it. Because I don't know about teamwork, I'm thinking that, in a village like me, if I want to go outside, I have to go through study. And we don't see any other way, So just very focused. In 1999, I complete my degree, and then I work in a hospital again, started to working in a hospital again, and being migrant, because we left all the network in China, and simply just start from nothing, from scratch, from nothing. Work very hard, settle with my husband, here in Sydney. After I graduate from uni, I working in a rehab, nursing, and again to work. And I think actually you mentioned that I lost my brother. I was having a shift, working as a nurse and come back home. I was quite pregnant. I was very pregnant, about midway, with my eldest daughter. I just got one phone call from my parents from China that I lost my elder brother. And I could not accept it. He's only 39 years old. And we love each other. And because of the condition what I have, I'm pregnant. And when I heard the sad news, I have a bleeding. I have a risk of losing my elder daughter. And again, actually, I'm very scared. And then I talked to my husband, and then he went to China instead of me because the situation are like that. It's tragic in the family. And I stepped up, and then I talked to my husband. I say, I love to adopt his daughter, Jessica. And then actually since 2002, because, the process of the application and things like that, and she came to this country and went through being as a migrant from knowing nothing and has to establishing life. And I think actually, Karen, for what I can see is that we value opportunity. I truly value opportunity. Throughout that, I start having my family, and really every single minute counts. And when I was working in a hospital, I'm thinking being as a migrant, I think, I'm not anything different, How can I step up? The only thing I can think is go through again the postgraduate study. And I did, and I put myself in. And at that time, I already have 2 daughters, and plus Jessica. The lives are every single minute counts. It's also every morning I wake up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and doing my assignment, 6 to 7 o'clock, and then has to prepare my 2 daughters, go to the daycare, and I will be squatting in the operating theater. And plus I'm doing my postgraduate study. So about 1 year and a half, I myself, I have an eye condition, autoimmune diseases, which means that the inner cell, they don't recognize itself. And doctors very scared and put me on a very large dose of the prednisone. And they're very scared because I have a twice attack. They have to dilate my pupil. The job what I have squatting in operating theater, when they dilate my pupil, I have to take time off again. And then all I heard from doctor is that what I can't do, Casey, you might losing your eyesight, can't have a 3rd child, and all things like that. I heard about I can't. It's very disempowering because in my whole life, I want to teach myself what I can. But, here, I'm in a situation I can't. So the first time I experiencing really, what's the word, really frustrated. I want to be healthy, but physically, I don't know how. And I also asking all the colleagues and eye specialists around, and I don't have a very good answer. And they say, might simply just have to wait for the attack. And I say, oh no, I can't afford it. I can't afford a 3rd attack. And since that point, Karen, I start taking the responsibility for my own health rather than I hand my health to the doctors. I've been as a nurse since I was 17 years old. And when I have an eye condition, I was about 30-something years old. So I've been working quite a long time in the hospital and seeing that the difference between being in a hospital or in the health industry. In the health industry, we actually empower people. What can you do to avoid going to the hospital? But in the hospital system, it's very passive. Everybody's waiting until you get sick. In the pharmaceutical company, they want people to be in their industry, because it's my life, it's my choice. And I step up. And also, one of the doctors told me that, hey, Casey, how about you have a look good quality of supplement? And I say, wow. I say, okay, whatever that it can help me, I would do that. At that time, I was in such a survival. I don't know, whatever that can help me, I was taking it on. It's very simple like that. And since then, because I've been responsible with my own health, I never have any eye condition. My health has been turned around. So when I say being responsible for my health, it's a very big concept. I start eating well, exercise, taking a good nutritional supplement, and also start actually learning how to deal with my own stress. And again, I also have a very big life as well, you know. My husband has his own business. And when I'm having a day off, I have to go to his computer store to help him out. So both myself and him, you know, we work every single minute. And because I can't see any other way, because actually, you know, I transforming my own health, and then I'm realizing, wow, there's so many people around me, even the nurses and doctors. And you know what, Karen? And they told me, hey, Casey, don't be scared. I'm taking high blood pressure tablets. I'm taking the blood sugar for my diabetes. And I'm thinking, wow, we in the health, but we are not so healthy. And from then on, I can see it so clearly. It's not like anyone told me that as a nurses or doctors, they are not healthy. So that's why actually right now, part of the business what I'm in, part of the profit, we go back to the health professional. We want to help them as well. So going back actually, because I'm transforming my health, again, I'm still transforming my health, you know, because health is never being stopped. It's kind of like a journey. It's a process. And then in 2008, I was able to say goodbye being as a registered nurse and working for myself. I call myself mompreneur, you know, entrepreneur, but I call myself mompreneur, you know, being as a mom, having a business. And I think the victory is that being in charge of my own lifestyle. The doctor told me I cannot have a third child, and I have a third child. And the doctor say, am I losing my eyesight? I didn't losing my eyesight. I have a very good eyesight. I have been helping thousands of people around the world. Some of them could be just like, you know, they want to step up with their health. Some people could be like me as a mom, battling what's possible, and they want to work the hours what they can. And then in the company, in the health industry, what I'm in, I'm the leader in my industry. And then I have thousands of associates around me that actually sharing the vision that the world to be the healthiest family on earth. I have been helping with one of the ladies in particular. I want to share it with you. She herself, she's a migrant like me. She's from Mexico. She has been here for quite some time. And before, when her husband in her country is a pilot engineer, you know, they repair the aeroplane and things like that. And then when they migrated to this country, and the husband working in the Telstra, and when husband bring the money home, and she's working at home, and the whole family structure worked very well. But unfortunately, about 8 years ago, the husband had a 3 times car accident. So the whole dynamics of the family got changed. The husband used to bring money home, but right now he can't. And he making himself so wrong because he cannot bring the money home. And then he becomes so depressed. And the wife used to be at home, never going out there to work. And right now she has to go to work. And when I met this lady, I can share it with you. The whole house is so down. It's kind of like when you walk into the house, you're experiencing being stopped from somewhere. And I say, you know what? There is more in life. It's kind of like a light bulb moment. And she heard me say, there's more in life. And then I say, I'd love to show you my pathway. My pathway are able to transforming me. Because in my culture, I'm coming from China, we as a ladies more like in charge at home and husbands going outside to work. And I just talked to this lady. I said, I'm very familiar with your structure. And then actually she just come along in the business what I'm in. And right now, not only she's able to bring the money home, and she's really transforming the family. And the husband, also part of the family is the business as well. And of course, before actually from someone the home just like almost stopped till now, there's a lot of battle, Karen. There are a lot of battle. I can vividly remember quite often when I see this lady and she doesn't know what to do. And then I say, you just don't know what you do, right? And she said, wow, my goodness, how come you know? I said, I've been there because I was making myself so wrong in my whole life till now. There's two things are very challenging. One, I almost losing my eyesight. And second, I retire my husband. The business what I'm in the income what I earn, I was able to retire him. And yeah, I know actually, being in any business, that business can be up and down. The minute I retire him, I experiencing, my shoulders become heavier because every single direction right now in the family is my direction now. Wow, I've been unconsciously doing it. And when I become conscious, I feel, quite often, being as a female entrepreneur, we are doubting ourselves. So that's why, how can I overcome from having a job and having a business? Every day is a battle. Every day is a battle. And, I actually quickly learned I have to get myself a business coach. And also being surrounded by the female entrepreneur like me. And then we are able to building up each other. I have so many battles. Someday I don't recognize myself because someone like me, I go to work and I in charge of all the housework. But right now, I'm more in the forefront of the business and doing less at home. And my husband's totally opposite. He's someone in the business world and right now more at home. So in one day, I sometimes when the stress is getting very high because I was sending my children go to the private school, and then I make everybody wrong. Of course, I'm making myself wrong. And that is not very empowering context, right? And I'm so blessed. I have a business coach and she's just helping me to see it. And she said, Casey, there's nothing wrong here. You're just confused with the role. I said, really? I said, I'm really making myself wrong. If anything that I cannot provide to my children, I'm making myself wrong so much. And she said, Casey, there's more. You might have to step up in the family also, to make sure everybody have a role to be participate in the family. And I'm realizing to having a family relationship work, it's also just like a business. Actually, you have to make a structure work, taking a time out with the husband, taking a time out with my children, and also spend time with them. So very quick, not very quick. On the process, I discover in any area of my life, I have to have a structure. In any area of my life, I have to have a structure. And if any area of my life, if I don't have a structure, that area, it doesn't work. That's what I quickly found out. And I'm still on the process to discovering, and I myself, I want to contribute money, the funding, in the education in my hometown. So I'm still having this kind of vision. And also, in the industry what I'm in, I was from zero, building up from zero, and I was able to build up 7 figures income. And, from job into the business. And every day, it's a new day. I wake up, I'm just so, what's the word? I wake up, I'm looking for the day. What can I do? Someday, I want to be honest with you. It's a roller coaster. Having a family and having a business and having a vision, want to contribute. It's such a battle. And battle in a way, right now, I'm so blessed.
Let's go back to when you decided to take care of your health. and you got into a business. So when you said, you started eating well and you started taking supplements, and then that introduced you to the business. So talk to me about what attracted you to the business, which business it is, and what you do within that business.
Okay, the business what I'm in is a supplementation. When doctor introduced to me about this company, very quick enough, I went through it, the comparative guide with all the supplementation in the market. And I'm realizing, and because being as a registered nurse, we don't know how to select the good vitamin. And when this doctor shared with me the vitamin, and at the beginning, I was very diligently taking a product because I would do everything for my eyesight. And I'm very close observe, how my body, taking these products. And I got more energy back. And I got my eyesight back. And because these products are helping me in my health, and then I start doing more study about this company, what this company can help me. And then I'm realizing, wow, because this company was founded by a scientist. And this scientist, first intention for him to found this company is not because of the money. He's a very famous scientist, microbiologist, and immunologist. And he lost his father, and he also lost his mother. Lost his father because his father is a heart attack, and his mother is a breast cancer. And he realizing in the whole wide world, we've done so much about the diagnostics, but in terms of the prevention, we haven't done much. So I'm very enlightened with his vision. It's because just simple that they are able to transforming my health. But I can't just say it's just from the supplement itself. Otherwise, I'll be misleading people. And then the more I understand the soil is being depleted, we are over harvesting about the vegetable and fruits. We are very lack of micronutrition. And from then on, I started doing the research and doing how this company can help me and how can I help other people. From someone never doing any business, it's the most valuable decision I have ever choose in my own life. So I never look back. At the moment, I have my own lifestyle business, and I have a business in 12 countries right now.
How many people have you got on your team? Sorry.
So I can give you the accurate one is about 14,000. I've got 14,000 associates around the world. And okay, let me share, because I didn't know that you want to ask me that. But actually,
that was just because I remembered you mentioning it the other day, and I thought that is such a significant number of people that you've got.
Yeah, okay. So the accurate one is at the moment in my organization, I have 13,899 associates, and I got 931 customers in the world. So yes, with the 14 years, part-time, full-time, build up a business. Right now, what things driving me about my business is definitely my family and also the vision I want to empower people around me. I love to empower people to have a life that love.
One of the things that's really intrigued me as we've been talking is you seem to have this real skill. There's two sides to it. First of all, you've got a real skill for seeing opportunity. But the second thing is you're also very aware that you make the most of every opportunity that comes your way. So you don't just see the opportunity, you actually seize the opportunity and make stuff happen. Is that a personality trait? Is it a cultural trait? Is it just something that you've decided you want to do in your life? What is it? What made you so single-minded and driven?
Wow. I think actually, for this one, it's very, very good question, Karen. I don't know how did you pick this question. This is my favorite question. I think actually when I in the village, and how come I'm so driven is because I don't have any other way. Because actually if I want to come out from that village, I would very quickly find out if I don't do anything about it, I'll be in a rural area forever my life. Because my mom is illiterate. My mom is illiterate because in China, she's coming from very poor family and she's almost like an orphan. She lost her father when she's only 3 years old, and she lost her mother when she's only 5 years old. And that's my mom. Her father, my grandpa, left my grandma with my father and the auntie when my father is only a month old. My father is the only boy in the family. His sister, which is my auntie, she contracted with the polio. She's an older sister to him. He worked out that the only boy, he can't do much study, and he had to come out from school in the primary, and then he has to do the farm work. In my family, we have such very limited material. But inside mom and dad, they have such a love for us. They share with us, how important that right now, this is the situation what we have. They are not just like hiding. They say that there you go, this is what we have right now. As much as I want to help, I don't know how to help you. At that time, I want to do well because I experiencing not enough. I always experiencing I'm not enough. So I have such things running in my life. I have to do enough. I have to do enough because I'm not good enough. So same thing when I come to this country, I'm thinking English is my second language. If I don't go to learn, get trained, I have nowhere to go. I left the good professional job in China, and I was the youngest author, general writer in China as a nurse when I was only 18 years old. And when I was 17 years old, I was becoming financially independent. I have to, causing myself, have a scholarship, wherever I go, because I have this kind of dream in myself. The burning desire, I want to help people. I really don't know how. But, the more I learn about personal development, they say that if you have this kind of dream inside you, so burning, and I just have to go out there to find a way. And I make a joke with my husband. I say, I marry you because I want to come to Australia.
You've talked a few times about opportunities, and it just seems to me like something has occurred, some opportunity has occurred and you've just gone, yes, I'm doing that, like really decisive, but also you were able to see the opportunity for what it was. Is that something that comes naturally to you, or were you looking out for that kind of thing?
I think actually very, very good. I think when I was, because as a person, you've grown up, right? At the beginning, I was seeing the opportunity for myself. But right now, I'm more seeing the opportunity for others. How can I help others? And this one take me right off, completely off. So, my focus right now is not myself anymore. I'm thinking, say, for example, today, if I have this talk, I want to see that how can I inspire another person? And then this one, I would say it's learnable. It's a skill to learn. In anything, if I have a business having challenges and things like that, I would not cut the personal development. Because I know that only myself continue to grow myself, and I'm able to, leading the big team and leading myself. Because if you want to lead a big team, I have to lead myself. And also, there's another thing I never want to cut is that business coach. Because my business coach can see me bigger than what I see it myself. At one of the stage, I have to pay children's private education, I have to contribute and things like that. Things are getting very tough. But the thing is that actually if the personal development, I always allocate the funding for personal development. I also are always allocating the funding for business coach. So I think actually I remember that, yeah, I do have this kind of design. But for me to want to go into the world iconic leader, and which actually is my dream. I want to be the demonstration of my industry. And then for me as a person, I don't know how to get there. So I have to constantly inquire and discover what's next.
So you were talking earlier on, like you were getting up at 2 or 3 in the morning to do your postgrad studies before work and getting the girls ready for school and everything. And then you said that if you don't put any focus into an area, if you don't have, I can't remember the exact words you said, a goal or an outcome for that area, then nothing happens in it. How do you create the time to do everything that you got to do? So in terms of structuring, that's it. You said if I don't have a structure in an area of life, nothing happens in it. So how do you create the efficiency to be able to go, okay, so this area of my life, that area of life, the other area of life, and I'm going to have a structure in all of them, and then I've got to fit the whole thing into 24 hours, and I've got to sleep and take care of myself and do everything else. Just give me an idea of how you do that and how you make it all happen and still not feel like you're overstressed and stretched. How do you do that?
I think, Karen, to me, this one's still ongoing the learning. I think you're asking, how can I balance in my life? I think actually, first of all, the career what I'm in, the business what I'm in, I'm very driven because a lot of people spend a lot of time in a nursing home and before they die. So it's not okay for me because actually there's quite a big calling in my mind that how can I let people see it? Hey, when you are still healthy, you can look after your health. Because I'm reading the book, How to Influence Friends and Gain Friendship, that one. There's only two important areas in our life is health and relationship. But everybody know health is important. How come people are not taking action? Because I'm not growing up like that straight away. I have to eat salad. I have to eat healthy. Of course, I have a temptation. I want to treat myself. But very quick enough, I find out, no, I have a calling. And it's kind of like a mission, I think it's kind of like a mission. And how to balancing that. Someday I was so unbalanced. When I was having a business project, I would enroll my teenagers girl, how they can help me. I remember that because one time I want to be the demonstration that my business work, and I have to pay my daughter's private tuition fee in the 10 days. I have to costing about 17,000, 17,000 for the tuition fee. And then I talked to my husband. I said, you know what, this time I don't want to take from my deposit. How about if we costing it? And I just have to enroll my husband. I just have to enroll my daughters. I said, there you go. Mommy and daddy is going to go out a lot right now. And then you're going to look after your brother. And it's kind of like everybody, I think, Karen, there's one thing actually being as an entrepreneur. Finding the balance is someday it's also very unbalanced. I'm walking this journey. I always reviewing my activity Sunday. And I'm realizing, wow, I haven't do anything for my family the week past. And then I have to schedule it in. And constantly, I have to enroll my children. Being as a parent, some parents say, oh, I don't want to take my children. And you know what? I love every single trip with my children because I can talk to them. Because when they are in the teenagers, time, I say, I offer to take you. You know what? Because I can share what is important in them. And they talk to me in everything. Mom, I have a boyfriend. Hey, la, 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 like that. And it's such kind of connection. I just like Karen, like what you say, I value every opportunity. When I'm in a car with my children, I'm already thinking, how can we share each other? Every minute I live with the purposes. Every minute, everything, I always have to put it in the diary. And when I put it in the diary, I will make it happen. Say, for example, every Saturday is a family time. I will not touch my phone. Dinner time, I will not touch my phone. I have to be quite strict with myself. And then I train myself that way. Because, say, for example, right now I'm with you. I don't think anything else. And same thing when I was with my children, I don't think anything else. I just be with them. And they are just like my friend, So I think actually what you're saying that balancing, I'm very aware I'm balancing as well. And then I do the reflection. What I learned from the personal development, I applied in my life. It's not just like I'm going out there. I see it as one life. I only have this one life. I want to contribute to them. And this one life, I want to live with integrity. I want to live with empowerment.
So how does the integrity reflect itself in the team that you've got working under you? Because I'm sure it does. And how, with all that massive team that you've got working with you, how do you create integrity with that team, and what impact does it have on the team, do you think, on the people in your team? And why do you want more people on your team? Why do you want people to know about this?
Yeah, I think actually to be in my business, I think everybody realizing to be able to keep this team together is a culture what we build on. We become a better person rather than just bring more money in the family.
What culture do you create within your team?
Yes.
Because obviously to me, it sounds like yours would be an attractive team to come on, because you just said it's not about the money. The main priority is changing people's lives and changing their health and changing the way they think about things. And the money then follows on, but it's secondary. The main thing is about contributing to people. How do you create that culture? What do you do?
Very good. I think this is a very good question. Everybody in my team, we realizing it's not myself, it's not Casey running the team. We let the culture, the value running the business, and then we have a 4 value. Number 1, because we are in the health industry, we do not only the premium products, and I always training my team, not only our products is number 1 in the world in terms of quality, how can we providing the quality of service and matching our quality of our products? Okay, this is a health. We're always using the 4 words in our business: health, integrity, excellence, and community. The excellence in quality and excellence in the product's quality, excellence in the community. We want to build up the community that works. And just like what you say, because people are along outside, they got attracted. So many people, they're earning a lot of money and they got attracted. And then, we always ask people, the feedback, hey, why do you say yes? Why do you buy products from me? Why are you in Casey's team? We always providing this kind of feedback for people. And we see that here is inside our business, we always actually reaching outside. How can we help the community? Because who doesn't want to have the 4 value of excellence, health, integrity, and community? So that's why this organization is just really evolving. And I can see that, that's why the business is self-driving. I don't need to be there to drive my business. It's these 4 words, it's these 4 distinctions driving the business.
Something actually that is really important that I think in Western society we don't necessarily understand its importance is community. And I think we're just beginning to realize, I'm talking about myself here, that community is actually key. If you're not part of a community, life's very, very difficult. But being part of a community where you got people to support you and to connect with is actually crucial in our lives. And a lot of people, particularly women, if they've been stay-at-home mums or anything, can feel completely disconnected from other people.
Yeah, for these 4 values, and then in the business what I'm in, we teaching each other. We teaching each other how to add value to another person's life. Because this one, again, is a skill we needed to train ourselves to add value to other people. We are not born, just like know how to give. And then we have such a training system, and then training ourselves how to give value to the people around you, to the community around us. And that's something that I'm proud of. Of course, obviously, it's a moment by moment, and that's every day what we are aware of.
This has been just wonderful, Casey, to find out all this, because I really get that for you, this is purely about making a difference. And that is just delightful. I've got to say, it's so heartwarming. Thank you.
Karen, and do you know what I love to say? How we both can meet each other and recognize each other is because you are this person. If you are not this person, you cannot recognize people's greatness. The minute you're creating on the course like what we both are on, and I say, wow, this lady is such, she got such things you want to give back to the world. And I truly want to say that, you are this person. And this morning, I jumped on this call, I saw other people commenting about you providing such a safe space for people to share. And then I'm very present. A lot of women's story got hidden. And with your access, Karen, with your access, we as a women, we have voice. You very touch my heart. And truly, I really want to acknowledge as a mom, the mom in the whole wide world. You are such a very bold person for the family and the community. And I love you to continue to do the things what you are doing. And I love to be, please request from me, how can I give it back to you?
You've done a brilliant job today, because just sharing your story, because you were saying about your mum's story, how, your mum's parents died and how she's uneducated and everything else. And then you make of your life what you have done. And then you give to your daughters and your niece and your son even more. That's what it's all about. But we've got to share the stories for them to make a difference to people, not just our own families, but other people. It's been lovely. Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Menopause, Marriage and Motherhood podcast. Come and join us in our new Facebook group, the Menopause, Marriage and Motherhood group, where we'll discuss what happened in this podcast and all the other things that have got to do with midlife. I'll see you there.